Farlost, created by John Miro. 22. Rodriguez, Barrowman, Battelle. It took a few minutes for Dina, Murray, and Raj to push through the screaming, panicked crowd. A fierce-looking man in a security uniform and the duty officer from the storm cellar airlock barked commands until the terrified masses finally fell back. The first officer stepped through the airlock while the security officer, Taggart, she heard the first say, racked a crate of emergency pressure suits at the door and pulled the duty officer back to organize their release. Dina saw the same something strange in Taggart's eyes that the rest of the crowd did. Everyone was torn between terror and hope when the doors opened, but Taggart just stood there, quiet and still, watching the crowd. As if suddenly frozen, the crowd watched him back, stayed quiet, and waited. Murray and Raj appeared silently behind her. That was unnerving, hearing the two of them, or not hearing, their routine bickering. It drove home just how serious things were. Dina was sure she'd held her breath from the moment Villanueva and Taggart had first tapped a wrench against the outside of the storm cellar airlock to the time they plugged in the hard data line they'd brought with them, and Nav Officer Okoro began calmly relating what had transpired since the cellar doors had shut. Solar storm, rock storm, force field, faster-than-light travel. The pressure at the door relaxed as some of the more inquisitive of the crew gathered around workstations to chew through information. Others kept their place, waiting for someone in authority to tell them what they weren't ready to read for themselves. Dina snorted. Okay, I can handle this. After the terror of thinking there was nobody left outside their shelter, and believing they were all one rock away from a grisly death, the whole FTL thing didn't scare her too bad. Now people were here, so there was still a chance that everyone could make it out of this. She heard the doctor murmur behind her, talking a patient through something painful. Her mind escaped for a moment, thinking about getting Forrest into Bahama shorts on their next rotation down to Earth. That put a smile on her face for just a second. Then she squared her shoulders and waited for orders. They'd asked for her, front and center. At least for her there was work to do. That would put the rest of her terrors on hold for now. She looked over her shoulder for Forrest, but Dr. Sanders was gone again, busy doctoring some other unlucky shipmate who had smashed or cut or choked themselves when everybody had suddenly blacked out, not even an hour ago. That was another weird thing, that everybody, all at once, went out like a light. She decided that it beat exploding, like everyone else who'd ever tried to go FTL had. Cellar 1. With a squelch, the new commander came on the horn, all at once sounding strong and calm and ready to slay monsters. We've got work to do, and not much time to do it. Dina heard gasps escaping from the crowd around the closest monitor. She shivered, catching a glimpse from a camera feed showing an external airlock, glinting in the light of HHL-6's own floods. And there was nothing beyond but empty black. Where were the stars? Commander Montaigne told her. External cameras are displaying zero input at present, due to the force field Dr. Beecham successfully used to protect 6 during FTL. Seems his light show is also blocking all light. Don't panic, we are all perfectly safe for the time being. Please assist your crewmates into the emergency pressure suits provided. If you are assigned to a repair detail, pitch in as much as you can. If you have not been assigned a task, please stay right where you are until this emergency has passed. I know each of you will help as needed. CNC out. How long to ready the toad for vacuum? Dina stopped staring at the speaker grill above her head and blinked into the assessing eyes of the first officer. Villanueva looked alert, controlled, ready. Nothing like the corporate stooge that usually wore his work suit. She was prepped for launch before we evac to the cellar, sir, she answered. Good, he murmured, and stepped in close. Dina felt Murray and Raj push in behind her, listening. Your team are going outside. Power lines to the reactor are shattered, and Beecham's field is sucking life support dry as we speak. You've got 40 minutes to lay new lines. The first turned to leave. Dina grabbed his bicep at the same moment Raj leaned in, the air from his whisper at the back of her neck. What happens in 40? Arnell's eyes winced involuntarily, and Dina felt her stomach drop. Do your job. and we won't have to find out. Farlost. Music by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com. Learn more at servingworlds.com. Hi, this is John Miro. If you're enjoying Farlost, please consider visiting patreon.com, patreon.com/servingworlds, and lend your support. Be a patron of my fiction. Thank you.